one of the most basic crystals is quartz. Clear quartz is usually here, let me show you. I've got a piece of it right here. This is just a little round thing of quartz here. Quartz is in a lot of things. Most of the sand on every beach everywhere has quartz in it. Okay. A lot of glass, not necessarily today, but the older glasses used to use quartz. They used to use quartz and melt it down, and it would help make, well, I mean, even today, yeah, because a lot of sand is made out of quartz. They melt that to make glass. So yeah, it's in a lot of things that you wouldn't think of in everyday life. So it is one of the most common minerals on Earth. And so we're surrounded by it all the time. So why would it be any different to take that and then use it closer to your body, to use it purposefully, instead of just having it in your surroundings by accident?
Maybe that's also another reason why we're all so drawn to the ocean and to the beach, and why it seems so magical and a great vacation spot. Maybe without even knowing it, we're drawn to the crystal.
There is a certain logic to that, because quartz has a property. It's called Piezo Electricity. What does that mean? That means that while it's not a conductor of electricity, it can create an electric charge when it's put under pressure. That's what the piezo means, is pressure. So if you have sand on a beach that is getting pummeled by waves and it's pushing against each other, it actually does create a little bit of an electric charge. So it's a little bit like when you go outside just after a thunderstorm and you've got all that ozone going on, and it just is this really cleansing, clear feeling. You certainly could be getting some of that effect by being on the beach, because that electricity, that energy field is being created by the waves hitting the sand. So yeah, I mean, that does make sense to a certain extent, that could be happening. What
things are quartz good for if you wanted to use them for meditating or for self-care? What would they be?
Okay, so quartz comes in lots of different varieties. Clear quartz is like one I just showed you, is obviously the most common. Now, clear quartz doesn't really have any other impurities in it. That's why it's clear instead of a color. It's also very good for if you are just starting out with crystal healing and you don't quite really know what you're looking for yet or what you need. Clear quartz is always a good place to start, because we consider it to be a programmable stone. What does that mean? That means that, say it's just a matter of, I just want to have something like to use as a worry stone. When I'm getting nervous and I just want to have something to touch so that I'm not feeling so nervous. That's perfect. You can just kind of give that crystal that you have that purpose. You just, kind of make an intention and say, I want this crystal to help me when I'm feeling, anxious. And because it doesn't have any other properties to it, because it doesn't have any other impurities in it, you can kind of tell it, this is what I want you to, this is the purpose I want you to have. And then it will start working in that way for you. And, you can give it any number of intentions, because it's clear, it's open to take whatever information that you need to put in it. So it's a good starter stone if you don't quite know what you're looking for. Now, as far as using crystals for a purpose, we were talking about that, like with the clear quartz and setting an intention. Can you use crystals to set negative intentions? Yeah, you can. I don't recommend it, but you can. Okay. But here's why I don't recommend it. Energy that you put out gets reflected back to you. If you think about it like a pond, and you've dropped a stone in the pond and the ripples go out, they're eventually going to hit the shore and they're going to ripple back. All right. So you've created one ripple, it ripples out, and then you get about 5 ripples that come back to you. So if you've ever seen a puddle or a pond, you'll see it, all that energy comes back to you. And it's usually magnified because it's being bounced off of different areas and it comes back in different angles. And then you kind of get bombarded by like 5 or 6 waves instead of just the one you've created. So if you're putting negative energy out in the world, it's going to come back at you, and it's going to come back at you multiplied. So I don't recommend it. Okay, so that's just my little warning just in general. I don't recommend doing that just because what goes around comes around. That's one of those sayings your mom or your grandma would say, but it's really kind of true. So you want to put energy out in the world that you want to get back. So if you want to create negative energy to send out towards another person, just be ready because you're going to get it back.